The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has announced an indefinite suspension of plans to recommence operations on the Kaduna-Abuja route, which came under attack about 2 months ago by terrorists who killed about 10 persons and abducted many others. Many of the abducted persons are still in the custody of the terrorists. Families of the abducted persons have been holding almost on a daily basis a vigil in Abuja, demanding the expedited action by government to secure the release of their loved ones. How have they been faring in their quest? Is the official line being adduced by government sufficient, or can it be further interrogated? Well, we are now being joined for this conversation, the next one, by the Managing Director of Nigeria Airways Corporation, Fidet Okhiria. Mr. Okhiria, welcome to This Day Live, the Sunday Talk Show. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Abati. Good evening, Nigeria. I'm the Managing Director of Nigerian Railway Corporation, not Airways.
Oh, okay. I missed that all.
So, a pleasure.
Nigeria Railways Corporation. I thought that's what I said. Okay.
The oldest sector in Nigeria.
Okay, fine. But this oldest sector has issues now that have to be addressed. Your corporation announced that after the March 28 abduction and the killing of persons on the Abuja-Kaduna rail line, that by tomorrow you will recommence operations. And then there was a statement by Yakub Mahmood, your spokesperson, who now said, oh, that has been postponed and all of that. Is the NRC, by doing this, responding to public pressure, public opinion? Because many Nigerians, including family members of the abducted persons who have been in captivity for more than a month, are saying that it will amount to gross insensitivity on the part of both the NRC and the federal government of Nigeria to start operations again when some people are still held in captivity and the government has shown absolute incapability to deal with that challenge.
Yeah, the analysis you've made is quite correct. We finished fixing the track, and we're able to fix some of the rolling stocks that were needed to be deployed for service. And we issued some statement that we are starting tomorrow. But however, due to responsive nature of the government, we've decided to shift it to a further day to engage stakeholders, the intelligence unit, the security unit, and those families and people that were affected by that incident. I can say we are listening to the voice of the public, and at the same time, making sure that government do their work properly. That's where we are. And we announced indefinitely because we have to be dependent. There are many variables that have to come in, so that we don't want to fix a date again and shift. That is the actual and correct position.
Well, but, I mean, the statement by your spokesperson said soonest. How soon are we looking at?
I said soonest could be after Tuesday, could be Wednesday, could be Thursday. But we will make sure we start as soon as possible, because that is why you have government. You see, these things are, now they attack the Abuja-Kaduna roads. We didn't block Kaduna-Abuja road indefinitely. They've been attacking schools. We didn't say people should not go back to schools. So the rail sector should not be an exemption. It paid me that it happened. If it was possible within me for it not to happen, I would have made it possible. But we know the present situation about insecurity. I think the government is doing their best, but we also see the cooperation of everyone, because these people are human beings. Most of the people who provide them intelligence and support them are also Nigerians. So we need to look within and let our conscience judge us, so that we can make the best use of the infrastructure the government is putting in place. That would be my appeal to Nigerians, because there are no ghosts that are doing this. Don't forget, I've been personally affected by this set of people. I know the pain the people that have been hurt, their families, they are going through. And I still have two staffs that are being hurt. A driver and a technician are among those being hurt. So these things is not what we celebrate. It is what we should be finding the quickest way to get them out. Nobody would definitely want to leave them in captivity. So we will seek the support of everyone so that we can get these people that are being hurt and the so-called bandits be traced and tracked down, so that the country and Nigerians can enjoy the breath of life that used to happen.
Okay, Mr. Okhiria, Femi Falana, SAN, and Marshal Abubakar, they filed a suit just 2 days ago, on Friday, in which they are saying that the plan to reopen, to recommence operations on the Abuja-Kaduna rail line is illegal, is unconstitutional, and that it will amount to a violation of Section 33 of the Nigerian Constitution, 1999, as it is, and also certain other sections of the African Charter. And that nobody should talk about recommencing operations until all the persons that are still in custody have been released, freed, and that the Nigerian government had performed its duty to ensure the rights of the affected persons, the fundamental human rights of the affected persons under Section 33 of the Constitution. Is the NRC aware of this litigation? And what will be your immediate response, even if you are not aware of it?
No, I'm the managing director. I know before the NRC is sued, they have to give a 3-month notice. We have not received any notice to that effect. I've read it in the newspaper. We have not gotten any summons from the court. However, I will not fold a hand. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an engineer by training and by practice and profession. So the legal department will look at it. And we are in democracy. Everybody is free to go to court. Even when there are clear cases of somebody have committed an offense, lawyers still defend them. So we'll wait to hear, to see then we also get lawyers. Maybe we'll get lawyers that will go to court and touch how it affects the constitutionality of Nigerian using train service in Nigeria, because an incident happened on the train. Are we saying when we had clashes on the aircraft and all those things, the plane should not fly again? Or when we had people being attacked on the road, the vehicle should not move again? Or about this time, is it because government is the operator of the train service that is unconstitutional? So they will get to court and argue it.
Okay, Engineer Okhiria, let me raise another issue. In the statement issued by Yakub Mahmoud, your spokesperson, he was saying that going forward, that passengers, train travelers, will have to provide their national identification numbers, national identity cards, as it were, and that they must also make available their individual profiles. Why should train travel in Nigeria become so cumbersome? Who arrived at that decision? And then there was also a reference to unauthorized racketeers who sell train tickets. Is that an admission by your agency, the NRC, that in fact there is corruption within your system? That racketeers also sell train travel tickets?
Are you referring to that? Are you referring to that press release or something else?
No, I'm referring to the press release by Yakub Mahmoud.
I don't think we have mention of ticket racketeer. So we are saying that we are not saying passengers should go up and profile themselves. We will profile them using the NIMS platform. But you have to provide when you are buying your ticket, the platform, the application will ask for your NIMS so that we know that person buying the ticket. From the last experience, we discovered that people just drop a phone number that are not their own. So all effort to get them, we see no phone doesn't exist, over 30 numbers. And we have no means of checking whether the number they gave to when they are buying the ticket we are genuine or not. And right now we are saying that instead of just showing ID card, your ticket will come you have your passport picture coming out from the ticketing that will allow you to board the train. We know the situation we are trying to, because we don't still believe maybe there was one among the bandits on that train. So we need to improve on profiling not just the track so we need to profile the passengers that are boarding our train. The passengers will not individually bring their profile. They already have their profile on NIMS platform. And as you key in the number, we are working with NIMS. It's among those things that made us move this thing forward. And so automatically your data will be uploaded, and we have your data in our system. And maybe when it's done once, when you are boarding again, you already have it there. You don't need to do it again. So that is the issue. About ticket racketeering, there are no ghosts. I always say this thing. It's our attitude and it's our character that is leading to all these things. The same e-ticketing you are talking about operate elsewhere, and people will go there, discipline themselves, and get the ticket and use it as it's supposed to be used. But what do we find ourselves in Nigeria? People are trying to cut shots. We don't keen ignorance on how corrupt people are. So except you just want to disable ourselves. So we are trying to work hard and ensure we do as much as humanly possible and be conscientious and selfless in what we do in railway. Thank you.
But Engineer Okhiria, is the problem really about identity and racketeers, or rather the safety of the rail lines? You will recall that the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir Rufai, pointed out that maybe, the train travel schedule at 5 to 7 p.m. should be cancelled.
We want to identify the people that are buying tickets. We want to identify that people who are not traveling are buying tickets to resell. So before we said you have to use an email twice for one trip. But what people did is to register multiple email addresses. So we have we've set up and see what best way to ensure that people that don't travel buy the ticket and go to town. Because people don't have a ticket to use the train, they're now selling at a premium. So that's why we try to engage the NIPS and find a way to ensure that you don't buy. I'm Engineer Fidet Okhiria. I have my number, and if I apply it in buying one ticket or maximum of 2 tickets, I don't go and start buying 10 tickets with one person. Just change it, Amadu, Ali, Amadu, Yakubu, Abubakar, Yakubu. And because the NIPS will bring out the person traveling. I don't think it should be a... But you don't, I've traveled abroad, I bring out my identity now to board. So...
Okay, Engineer Okhiria.
And if you are buying your air ticket, you also bring out your
Engineer Okhiria, final question. What many Nigerians, most Nigerians, if I may use that preposition, are concerned about is the safety of those persons who have been kidnapped. Those persons, pregnant woman who even was delivered of a baby, those old people who need medication for cancer, for hypertension, for diabetes, for prostate cancer, who are still in the custody of the terrorists. And those persons also who may not be sick, but who deserve to be free in a country that operates, we all believe, under the rule of law. Do you have any information about what government is doing to get those persons released and to check the menace of terrorists?
What I can say there, I think the government is doing their best to ensure they are released, and the information is always given as a need-to-know basis. It has got to a stage that before you pass the information, you have to know who you pass it to, and be sure whether it's not one of those people. So I think I would say we liaise with the security people, and they know they are doing their best. They limit the information they give to us, because even God forbid, if my person is kidnapped and or I'm kidnapped, I don't think my wife is in a position to pursue the kidnappers. It's still the security that we have to rescue that person. So we are working, providing necessary information, and we are still trying to be calling up those numbers that they were provided. And those that have contacted their family, they let us know, and we pass the necessary information to those who are in position to get them released. I think I'll stop there.
Okay. On that note, Engineer Fidet Okhiria, I would like to thank you very much for joining us today on This Day Live, this Sunday talk show. But, you can't go away with this. Nigerians expect that those persons will be released. Many Nigerians are on the same page with the families of the affected persons that the NRC should not commit the moral error of starting operations while Nigerians are in the custody of terrorists arising from the operations of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much indeed.